All right, this is our first look of TPR Industries' new big brake kit for the Polaris Xpedition. I'm gonna give you a quick rundown on it. I think I got it all down, but like I said, this is our first look at it also. So here's what it comes with. Pro R front calipers. So these front calipers from the Pro R will go on the front of the Xpedition, and we have caliper mounts that TPR Industry makes to adapt those calipers to the front of your Xpedition, and rotors also. So this is a whole front end of a Pro R on your Xpedition. You take your existing Xpedition front suspension, or front brakes, and you actually move that to the rear brakes, and that's what these adapters are, to adapt the calipers to the rear. They're factory brackets just machined out and have some clearance issues and stuff, so they make those to fit the front calipers on the rear of your Xpedition. So that's kind of how that works. And then this is a Pro R master cylinder with a really cool custom bracket here that has a proportioning valve in it to adjust the proportions on that. And it also uses your Xpedition plunger here. So it's a mismatch of your factory Xpedition master cylinder and a Pro R master cylinder. We are really, really excited about this kit. If you have Xpedition with any weight on it or bigger wheels and tires, you know how hard it is to get these to stop. We've tried a bunch of tricks. Nothing really works exceptional on it. So TPR came out with a great kit that works. We saw this at the sand show and absolutely loved it. So we got a set to try out. Follow along in the video. We're gonna do some before testing on a car that we built last year that's got a lot of weight on it and a long travel with 33-inch nittos. We're gonna do some distances and stuff before, and then we're gonna install this big brake kit on it, and then we're gonna give you the distances after and let you know our thoughts. All right, we're getting ready to do our brake testing on the Xpedition. We chose Rick's Xpedition for a couple reasons. We built this car about a year ago, and we figured it was a good donor because it's a big, heavy car. We did a long travel on it with 33-inch tires, and he's got a roof rack, a bed rack, spare tire, all kinds of accessories bolted onto this, so we figured it was a perfect donor. What we're gonna do is we're gonna set up 2 cones, and we're gonna hit those cones at 3 different speeds. Once at 20 miles an hour, once at 30 miles an hour, and once at 40 miles an hour. And we have a laser measuring device, and we're gonna measure the stopping distance. Then we're gonna slap the big brake kit on this thing, and we're gonna do that same test at the same speeds and see what kind of distance we saved, or see what kind of distance we cut off those stopping distances. All right, we just got done filming the video, 20 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour, and 40 miles an hour. As you saw, we are overly impressed with the kit. At 20 miles an hour, you saw the distance that it cut off was crazy. That one actually surprised me the most. The 30 miles an hour and 40 miles an hour, it completely locked up the brakes, and looking at the skid marks, it locked them up nearly at the cones, which is really, really cool. If you've ever driven one of these stock, especially one as heavy as this car, you know there's no way you're locking up the brakes on these things. On my personal car, I have jammed on the brakes as hard as I could, and it literally comes to a rolling stop. So that factor is amazing. I still think there's a lot of adjustment to be had in the proportioning valve in this to separate from the front and the rear, and that would help us with a lot of that skidding that we had. But overall impressed with the entire kit. If you're on the fence, I think this video proves it's worth it. It's a great kit. The install was super, super easy. It's very straightforward. It's really cool with that valve, the adjustments that it has, and you can continually tweak it. Greg from TPR expects customers to be able to tweak that when you have 4 passengers, or you have 1 passenger, or you have an elk on the back, or you're at the dunes, or you're in the desert, or you're riding on the street. There's unlimited adjustment to tweak it to your liking. So it's really, really cool. We're super excited about the kit. Like I said, overly impressed, and it did everything we wanted to do. So very happy with this TPR kit.